Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore Podcast, the podcast that reviews the movies and talks that nerd shit. This is episode 703, and it is your review of Federico Fellini's The Voice of the Moon. As always, this is Nerd Chicano here to host the show, alongside my wonderful co-host, Brad Young Yoda,
So what's up, everybody? Welcome to wonderful, wonderful Monday night. Monday.
live, early, and ad-free, before anybody else gets to watch it or listen to it on a Wednesday at 12 p.m. Central Time on patreon.com/the nerdcore, where you can get this episode along with other episodes live, early, and ad free for anybody else gets to watch it for just $1 a month. Brad, um, I say Wednesday because we just had an episode drop today. Mainly because I forgot to upload it. And that is up today, so that means we gotta let it rest a little bit before
It happens.
but yeah, man. Brad, before we can get into today's review, how you doing today, bro?
I was doing pretty well until I was fighting with some fuzz that was on my shirt, and then it was on my beard, and I think I won. So I'm doing okay. I mean, it's a Monday. I'm still half asleep. I've been half asleep the whole day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really how it goes. But,
Yeah.
Work was work. Work was fine. Whatever.
Yeah. That's just how it goes, right, Brad?
Just how it goes. Some days, you got bad days, you got good days, and some days you just got days.
Yeah. Yeah. Today, I went to work today. Today was the first day for our students where I'm working now, and yeah, today was I just went to work, so I did all that, came back, and yeah, I'm ready to go for this review. If I didn't have my collection all packed up, I'd show you the Blu-ray of this one that I have, but it's packed up.
Does it look pretty cool?
It's a what's it called, the poster. Well, it's not the one that you see on Wikipedia. It's not the same one, but it's a pretty cool release. They had like a little maybe like one special feature in it, but yeah, pretty cool release. I want a better quality version of this movie. I think there should be a better quality, but yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying that for every Kurosawa movie ever made.
Yeah. Well, Brad, they announced it, man. They finally announced it. November, Seven Samurai on 4K Ultra HD from Criterion.
Freaking finally. How long has Japan had that?
I think at least 2 years. I want to say at least two. Because I heard about them doing the whole remastered screenings at the BFI like 2 years ago. So they've had it for a minute now.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, they announced it. So Brad,
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Something.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's too many in 4K.
Just Dreams.
Is Ikiru in 4K?
No. Well, that's a 4K restoration, but not on a 4K disc.
No. Okay.
It's literally just Dreams ran, and this one now. The only ones that are available.
And Ron's not even. That's Toho.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not even Toho.
No, that's not Toho.
Yeah.
That's Studio Canal, I think. Yeah. So
Yeah, the DVD somewhere around here.
But yeah, those are the only three that are available in the U.S. But yeah, it was. Well, oh no, it is Toho, Brad. What the hell?
I thought Ron was distributed by someone else.
Well, Toho in Japan, but
okay.
Yeah.
But because I thought in America it was distributed by someone else.
No. No. Well, Studio Canal brought it.
Yeah. Studio Canal. That's it.
Yeah. Well, but yeah, those are the only three that I know of so far that we have U.S. releases. But yeah, just Dreams, Seven Samurai, and Ron. So, but yeah, I'm excited, bro. November, that's gonna be my main priority. Who knows what I'm gonna do with my Blu-ray of it? Might just give it away on the channel for somebody who wants it. Because I'm gonna have the what's it called, the 4K. So that's the version I want to watch. So, yeah. But very happy that they finally announced that. And
yeah, I think I just have the DVDs.
Yeah, you don't have the yeah.
I don't
so this is gonna be an upgrade for you, huh?
Yeah, because I don't have the Blu-ray for set. I have the DVDs with the little booklet in it.
Yeah. Oh wow. So yeah, this is a major upgrade for you.
Yeah, I think most of my My Kurosawa collection is
Yeah. The only one I think it's Ikiru that you have on Blu-ray.
the only Blu-ray one I have. And that's the one that I'll keep probably upgrading.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, man, today we're going to continue on with our Federico Fellini month as we look at La Voce della Luna, aka The Voice of the Moon. And yeah, this is funny because we have yet to talk about Kurosawa's final film. We have yet to talk about Bergman's final film. Um, we did talk about Tarkovsky's final film, but we're literally just missing one more from Tarkovsky, which, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but today we're talking about Federico Fellini's last film.
In 1990. So he
Yeah,
made it all the way to 90.
I think he died in '93. Yeah,
Wow.
but with that said, Brad, let's get ready to do this thing then. So, if you haven't watched The Voice of the Moon, you should probably get out of here if you care about spoilers. But if you don't care about spoilers or you've already seen the film, go ahead and stay. Either way, how it goes this is your one and only spoiler warning, and it is in effect in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Today's episode of the Nerd Court is brought to you by SeatGeek. Whether you want to see your favorite band, sports team, or comedian, SeatGeek has you covered. We're proud to be partnering with SeatGeek to offer you $10 off your first order with code TheNerdCore. That's $10 off your first order at SeatGeek.com with code THENERDCORPS. So take a seat at your next live event with SeatGeek. Thank you. Now let's get back to today's video.
Got the loop.
Today's just a day of a bunch of mistakes, huh?
Coming soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. All right, I'm just gonna leave it like that. Honestly, I'm just leaving it like that, Brad. I'm leaving it like that. I don't feel like being pretty precise with the editing today for this episode. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this thing rolling, Brad. Introduce him to Federico Fellini's The Voice of the Moon.
Okay, coming from Wikipedia. The Voice of the Moon, Italian, La Voce della Luna.
La
Dea?
Voce della Luna.
I keep wanting to say Dea.
Dea, no, Della.
Two L's. Della.
Della
Luna.
Luna. Della Luna.
Della
Yeah.
Luna is a 1990 Italian dramatic comedy film directed. Like that was weird. Comedy film directed and written by Federico Fellini and starring Roberto Benigni.
Benigni.
Yeah.
Benigni.
Paolo Villaggio.
Villaggio.
And Nadia Ottaviani.
Ottaviani. Yeah, Ottaviani. Yeah. You got it.
Based on the novel Il Poema dei Lunatici.
Yeah.
Huh.
Il
By
poema della di Lunatici. Yeah.
By I get them every once in a while. By Ermanno Cavazzoni.
Cavazzoni. Yeah. Cavazzoni. Yeah.
Cavazzoni. And revisiting, this is Brad's Italian
lessons, bro. Italian 101.
Italian 101 in names. And revisiting themes Fellini first explored in La Strada. The film is about a fake inspector of wells and a former prefect who wander through the Emilia Romagna countryside of Fellini's childhood and discover a dystopia of television commercials, fascism, beauty pageants, rock music, Catholicism, and pagan ritual. Sounds like a party. The film received David D. Donatello Awards for Best Actor, Best Editing, and Best Production Design, and nominations for Best Director, Best Film, Best Cinematography, Best Music, and Best Producer. The Voice of the Moon was Fellini's last film before his death in 1993. All right, now getting into some other names here. Cinematography, Tonino Deli Colli.
Yeah.
Edited by Nino Baragli.
Baragli. Yeah, Baragli. Yeah, Baragli.
Yeah. Music by Nicola Piovani.
Nicola Piovani. Nicola Piovani. Yeah.
And box office of 5.1 million in Italy.
Yeah. 2 hours as well. Right on the dot. 2 hours for the runtime. Yeah. Brad, I've seen this movie before, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you take this one. So, Brad, what are your initial thoughts on The Voice of the Moon?
My initial thoughts on this movie is I have no idea what was going on in this movie.
I hate that you chose this one, Brad,
I have no idea what was going on with this movie, man. I
because
tried. I really did to like understand, and I just could not tell what exactly the whole storyline for this was. I could not I could not get on the same page with
there
what
is no storyline. It is a fucking. It is a complete descent into Federico Fellini's mind for
which
the
I thought
thousandth,
all the
a
previous
thousandth
ones,
time.
which I all the previous ones we did were,
Yeah,
but those like I could follow. This one I'm just like, I guess I'm
yeah,
on the ride.
yeah. I would, before I give my thoughts, I really would like to give this review, this reviewer on Letterbox that I what's it called, that I that I read, that I what's it called, that I liked his review. I thought it was a really really good review, and
Can
I
I
want
say
to
his
read
name?
his review. Yeah, he's Joshua Jenkins. So this is what he has to say, and I think that it sums up a lot of the reason why I don't like the fact that Brad selected this movie. Um, so this is what he says. This is 5-star review from from Joshua Jenkins. He watched it on March 9th, 2018, the day after my birthday. Thank you, Maestro. I can't imagine cinema if you never got behind the camera. What a brilliant swan song to end possibly the greatest cinematic journey any director has taken. Made for 15 billion lire, and there was never a solid script. This film is an improvised masterpiece that sits with his other 10 out of 10 masterpieces, with Fellini's Roma, 8.5, City of Women, Nights of Cabiria, and Amarcord. Don't you love when a director ends his career with a film that perfectly culminates that director's personality? With Voice of the Moon, Fellini actually ends his career with a similar question Buñuel asked his audience: why can't humanity just show a bit more kindness? Fellini asks us, why can't humanity just quiet down? Let the answers come to us. What happened to this society? What happened to this society where everyone scrambles around trying to figure out things as fast as possible? If Fellini saw the technology today, I think he'd hate it. I think he would too. We are moving at an extremely fast and unnecessary pace. I want to live in this movie. It reminds me most of City of Women and Fellini's Casanova, but even looser, where we just float from scene to scene with no narrative. Almost like Linklater's Walking Life, the plot is a dream or just a surreal world, nothing like the one we live in. What really made this a Fellini masterpiece is that starting at 1 hour and minute in, out of the 2 hour runtime, it's pure and raw Fellini condensed into an hour. It's so beautiful. It was euphoric for me, especially since this was the last Fellini film I'll ever see with fresh eyes. I'll never be able to watch Fellini film going in blind, which saddens me. The Michael Jackson section, the waltz dancing scene, the climax, sequence after sequence shows why Fellini is one of the greatest ever. If we just listen to Fellini and all slow down and let life come to us, we'd be living in a much more peaceful world. I love this film and heavily recommend it, but it's important to watch Fellini somewhat chronologically. Going into this film, you should know how Fellini operates, and since it's his swan song, it packs more of a punch knowing it's the last thing we put on screen. So that is the thing, Brad. Um, I don't think you made a mistake because I think it's a great movie. I think it's a great movie. I think that it has a lot of what Fellini has been trying to say for the past, like, I believe 16 films before this. Um, he's been trying to find these answers for a long time about how do we progress as a society when we have a upper class that only cares about the lavish lifestyles and cares about you know about what only they care about, and a world that is quickly moving and quickly advancing, and also about the loss of culture and the loss of our society to that, which he kind of goes into that into this film, but it's way more looser than any of the films he's made. He's constantly moving from scene to scene, where it's really hard to stay on track of what he's trying to say. But part of that is kind of why I enjoy this movie as much as I do. I don't think it's perfect. I necessarily don't even think it's one of his best movies, but I think that is like for a swan song. I think it's truly the best way that he can end his career. Yeah,
I I'm still sitting here like I don't know what I just watched on the screen. That's the thing.
it's just it, and
Like
that's
like like like
yeah,
the previous Fellinis I've seen, I've seen that. I've seen him go, into this weird cosmic like set. But usually, I can follow and I can follow the story. In this, it's a little more difficult, at least for me.
yeah.
I mean, probably for most people, I would imagine.
Well, and that's what I'm telling. Like I'm saying, man, like this is a really rough one that to what's it called, to sit down with because it is such a different movie than than all of his other ones. It's very loose. It's very what's it called, it's kind of all over the place at times,
I,
and I
I
find
mean,
myself.
there's some beautiful shots in this. I give him that. Mostly the outside scenes, with the dark sky and all
Oh my
that.
god, yeah.
Yeah, I give him that. Some of the characters, I don't. I'm not given enough time with these characters personally. I mean, it's kind of rushing from one scene to the other, so you're kind of like, okay, so this guy's now talking to his grandma, but his grandma's still alive, but he's the same age as grandma, like, or he's the same age, and that's his grandma. And then it kind of just moves to the next thing, and I don't have enough time to like filter in exactly what's trying to be said here. Like, I don't understand what that whole scene was, and then we move on to another scene, into another, which yeah, Fellini's done that before, but in longer doses.
Yeah. I do love that, like, there's not a single Fellini movie where I don't hear constant screaming, like yelling. And he decides to end this movie with just, if we all quieted down a little, maybe we'd understand something. Which is like, there's not a single movie from Fellini where I haven't heard a character like go completely like crazy and yell and scream.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. I'm
But
thinking back now. I'm thinking like that
yeah,
every movie,
yeah, every single movie,
every single movie.
every single movie. Um, but Brad, like I love this movie. But I look, man, I've seen a lot more Fellini than you have,
Yeah,
a lot more. Um, which I hate that you're watching this one before you watch La Strada because there's a lot of La Strada in this. But I'm not gonna spoil that for you because that's next week that we're doing that one. But I love this. I think that Roberto Benigni works so well with him. Also, I could not ask for another great. Look, it is tough to move on from Nino Rota. Nino Rota does the best scores for Fellini. The man did the score for The Godfather. I mean, he is one of the greatest composers of all time. So it is hard for Fellini to come across another composer like Rota. But I have to say, if you were gonna pick somebody else, I truly love the way that Piovani uh, composes this film, and I really love the music in this. Um, I think my favorite scene in this movie is the Michael Jackson scene,
that's
because
pretty
I
cool.
think that just really like encapsulates everything about this movie. Just pure chaos. People just what's it called? Not caring about others. They're just there for their pure enjoyment, and it's just completely chaos on the screen.
I do like
Um,
the fact that it did take place in a train station as well.
yeah, yeah. And you know how it like just opens up and you just see the stage right there. Everyone's going crazy with Michael Jackson playing in the back. It's just,
Yeah,
it's
that's another thing. I can't place like a timeline in this. It's like
yeah.
I'm in the fields in old Italy, and then all of a second I'm in the '80s listening to Michael Jackson, which I don't know how they fucking got to sign off on that song.
I think Michael Jackson probably into Fellini. Yeah. But I mean, it's got everything, man. Like even the extravagant nature of Fellini with the costumes and with like of course he's gonna include a little bit of that feeling of the circus in there. He's gonna put it in there, which I
People in
really liked
giant
as well.
suits.
Yeah, the giant
The
suits.
pasta looked good.
Yeah, of course, he loves his pasta. um, and of course they end up catching the moon, Brad.
They do, and they hold it in a barn. Well, they
Yeah,
hold it in the building, I think, where we saw when we first open up, and it's some dude's aunt undressing that he's charging money for.
yeah.
This movie's wild.
Also, his last movie he ever makes, and he manages to once again point. And I think that Fellini kind of points the finger at for all the things that are wrong on fascism and organized religion. He does. I think his final movie, and he touches on the three biggest what's it called the three biggest problems that he's hated in all of his movies: consumerism, organized religion, and what's it called and fascism. Because the politicians and the priests who are talking in the like pretty much spewing propaganda at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very disorganized. It's very disorienting. This movie. I can't even say that it's like it's what's it called a coherent narrative, but thematic wise, I think that Fellini hits everything he's ever wanted to talk about in all of his movies. It's just that he kind of tries to like scrunch it up into like a 2 hour film, which, to be fair, like everything he's ever wanted to talk about, I feel like you'd need at least 3+ hours for that. But I love this movie, Brad. I don't think it's the best movie he's ever made, but I think it's a pretty damn good movie. Yeah. But Brad, you're just confused. I think this was a rough one, Brad, because I think this is one that you for somebody who's only seen like a handful, I think this is one that you should have watched like twice.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of those I think you have
Yeah.
to watch twice, even if you've
Yeah.
seen more than a handful of Fellini movies, just
Yeah.
because there's so much going on in this film, but it doesn't really lead to anything.
Yeah. And there's just like other movies that are really they're not as surreal as this. Like this is I can tell you this right now, Brad. I've never seen the only other ones I haven't seen is of course the short films, right? But um I've never seen Ginger and Fred, and I haven't seen the Clowns and Casanova. But out of all the ones I've seen, this is the one that is the most surreal. And
Yeah,
I think this is the one that's like the
which
most confusing.
which is saying something because we watched City of Women, and that's kind of a surreal movie. But I
Yeah.
could follow that. I could get what Fellini was trying to say in that. This, I'm
Yeah.
just like I'm trying to follow, man, and you're moving too quick for me. Like I can't digest it in what you're putting out in this time frame.
Yeah.
City of
Yeah.
Women is that feels like yes, I mean Fellini's films are weird,
Yeah.
and that's part of the reason
But
I enjoy them.
that's I think the reason why City of Women works better is because that's delving into one specific topic
Yes,
that Fellini has struggled with all of his life.
yeah, and he's trying to
Whereas,
put, like you said, like all of his topics
yeah,
into this film.
and maybe that's the point of it, saying like it feels chaotic, it feels disorganizing, because that's the way I feel. I feel that I think that's the way that Fellini feels about society, and that's the way that it makes him feel sometimes, and he feels like he has no control. And
Yeah,
it's to me, it just doesn't rank up with like 8.5. Doesn't rank up with La Dolce Vita. Doesn't rank up with City of Women, but it is a pretty damn good film. I have to say that. I want to look at I actually want to look at my ranking for this one. Um, because I think I might have put this above Satyricon, which I think I can be comfortable to say I think I like this more than Satyricon. Yeah, I do have this above Satyr. That's funny. The only one I have below the things I have below this one are Satyricon, Orchestra Rehearsal, Toby Dammit, and The White Sheik. But The White Sheik isn't even his. Like it's only like it's co-directed by him.
yeah.
But um,
I find it funny, the orchestra.
you're gonna find out why. It's not a bad movie, Brad. It's
I mean,
not.
but it is, but it's very literal, as you say. It's kind
Yeah,
of like Kurosawa's horse movie.
yeah.
It's like, what is this? And it's like it's a movie about horses, and it's literally a movie about horses.
I can't wait for you to watch that. Like I truly, I think it's like
Like, okay,
yeah. But it's just it's short. It's shorter than all of his other movies, other than his like short films. And I just feel like it's a little more. It's a little more on the nose of what it's trying to say. The fact that it has a fucking subtitle in there, bro, called the fall, the decline of the West in C minor. Like, But yeah, it's still I think it's still gonna be a pretty interesting movie for you to watch. But yeah, I like this one, Brad. I understand where you're coming from, and I think that you might have been better off choosing this for like a
A little further on.
little further into the
Yeah,
journey.
that's how I'm
Yeah,
feeling, and my score is probably going to reflect just how I feel right now. And
yeah,
then further on the journey, like I'll revisit this,
yeah.
and
Like
I'll probably like I guess be able to understand it a bit more and appreciate it a bit more than
yeah,
I do right now.
I kind of really wanted you to choose either Julia of the Spirits or and the Ship Sails On because I think those two are just fantastic movies. Or Intervista is so good, man. Intervista, Anita Ekberg's back in that, but obviously she doesn't look the same as she did in La Dolce Vita. But
Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, Brad, what's your score? What's your final verdict here?
I'm gonna give this just for the fact I don't know what's going on. 7 out of 10.
A 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just don't know what's going on with this film personally. I'm just confused.
Yeah. I wish, man, like I wish you would have just picked Fellini's Roma instead now. Roma now. But yeah.
Hey, I
Um,
like City of Women. I don't know.
yeah. Yeah. It's okay. We got a lot more Fellini to watch, and I think that you'll. I think once we're really getting more to the end of his career, I think going back to this one, you might get a more of an appreciation of this movie.
Yeah,
But yeah, I feel a lot more different than Brad. I give this movie about an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's a great movie, and I really like it. I don't think it's his best. I think it's one of his best ones for sure, but it's just not at the level of like I have, and the ship sails on. Variety Lights, I Vitelloni, Intervista, Il Bidone, Giulio Spirits, La Strada, Fellini's Roma, City of Women, La Dolce Vita, Amarcord, Nights of Cabiria, and 8.5 above this. And I cannot, in good faith, put any of these above the Voice of the Moon. So yeah, even Variety Lights. I think Variety Lights is really good too, which I can't put that one above them. But all of them solid, great movie. This is a solid, great movie, and I really like it. And I think it's just a beautiful way for him to end his career. And yeah, this is a good one. Plus, two of my favorite Italians in one movie, man. You got Fellini directing the movie, and you got fucking Benini in the film. You know, and I love Benini. But that concludes mostly my review because Brad didn't really have a lot to say. But thank you guys so much for joining us. As always, you can follow me at follow us at thenerdcore.com, Twitter at the Nerdcore, Instagram at the Nerdcore, Letterboxd at the Nerdcore, TikTok at the Nerdcore, Patreon.com/the Nerdcore. Discord link is in the description below. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss a single video that drops on the channel. And also make sure that you leave a comment. What do you think about the Voice of the Moon? Is Brad is was your first reaction to this film the same as Brad's? Did Brad make a mistake watching this late, this early in his journey? Let us know. All in the comments. Tell us what you think about the film as well. If you're listening to us on a podcast app, please make sure you follow us on that app and you leave a 5-star review if they let you. All of that would be really helpful for us. And of course, we want to thank our patrons. Without them, it's not possible. Each and every one of you are the reasons why the reason why we're able to do this and continue doing it at the pace and at the level that we're doing it. So thank you guys so much. And as always, we want to thank our wonderful executive producer Shane. Where can they find him, Brad?
you can follow our friend Shane at twitch.tv/xsrk or on Twitter at thriftedil or go buy something for the sub god at prisoncityvintage.com.
Yeah, damn straight, Brad. Um, next, Brad. Yeah, Brad knows what I'm about to say. So, we are going to be doing a different movie now. This one will still release on Saturday, but oh wait, no, actually, we're good. We're good, Brad. We can do it on Thursday now.
Okay.
I found somebody to switch my shift with me,
Oh,
so
okay.
I'll be home on time. So we can do it. So Thursday live on Patreon, available for everybody on Saturday at 12 p.m. Central Time. We're doing our review of The Machinist with Christian Bale. I've never seen this movie before.
Neither have
Brad's never seen this movie before, but I've heard it's one of the best Christian Bale performances. So I
I've
would like
only
to get into that.
seen the clip where he's very skinny and doing this
Yeah,
and creeping me the hell out.
yeah, yep. Um, but with that said, we also that's all we're gonna have this week. That's all we have this week. Thursday live on Patreon, Saturday for everybody, and then next week we start our reviews of the Rings of Power. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Um, we're gonna get to see sexy Sauron, Brad.
Ooh,
Yep,
sexy
sexy Sauron.
Sauron.
Yep. Why do they have to make him so pretty, Brad?
Mm,
Such an evil man. They make him so
mm.
pretty. Yeah,
That's usually how it goes.
yeah. But with that being said, Brad, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and bid them a farewell, or how the Italians say ciao. Brad, send them out.
All right, Raul, thank you being host as always, specifically for this one because I don't have much to say. Thank you to all those who join us in future chats. Thank you to our listeners out there, our Patreon supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. And I guess all I got to say is free the moon. Young Yoda out.
All you gotta do is lasso it.